This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2024 Zinger travel trailer, and the model number is 252BH. All right, so this is a how-to video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. Okay, so you have power stabilizers. One switch controls both rear. The switch up front controls both front jacks. So it's obviously extended retractors, very self-evident. You can see. You just steady the trailer with it. You don't lift it. You have a power awning with LED strip. You have a TV signal out here, and then power. You want to set a TV out there. Dual axles, of course. There's your front stabilizer switch for both front jacks. Now, you have two cranks here. You have this one, which is a 3/4 inch crank. Okay. And then you have this one here, which is a little different. It's a cylinder with a slot cut in it, if you can see that. So, the reason you would need that one, if you come over to the off-door side here and you find the power stabilizer rack here, you can see on the off-door side here there's a shaft with a pin through it. So you can use that crank, which is a cylinder with a slot cut in it. It'll slide right over there onto this shaft with a pin, and you can actually crank the stabilizers manually if you have to. So if you have any kind of issues, any troubles for whatever reason, you can always crank them manually to get them up or down. Okay? Now the power tongue jack, it has a similar feature. You can pull, if you have any issues with it, with the power tongue jack, you can pull this plug and use a socket on there. Okay? Okay. Let's see what else we have in here. That's your dump hose down at the other end there. So you have two 20-pound LP tanks, which are full. You got a deep cycle marine battery, brand new. Of course, your power tongue jack, we spoke about that. This is the kill switch for your battery. So right now it's battery on, but if you want to disconnect the battery from the trailer itself, you can just turn it to the left and disconnect the battery. Okay. Now, as we move along here, this is the vent for your LP furnace, right? This is your 30-foot, 30-amp power cord. So you got a 30-amp power cord, and you get a reducer with it also to reduce it down to a 20 if you need to. Like, let's say you're gonna pack it up at home or something, and you don't have a 30-amp. You can just use this reducer and plug it right into the wall. Now the two most common ways to get water to the trailer, the most common way is the city water hookup right here. So you're just going to screw the hose right onto there if you've got city water, turn it on, and all the plumbing works. Okay. Now if you're camping someplace that does not have city water, you're boondocking or whatever, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here. So you fill your tank, and then there's a switch inside, which I'll show you, that operates the water pump, and you can pump the water right out of the tank, and all the plumbing will work as though you have city water, but you just be pumping it from your storage tank. Okay. If you have city water, you don't have to worry about the pump or the tank, obviously. So you have black here, and then gray on the right. These are your dump valves. Black is toilet water and waste. Gray is sink and shower water. And like I showed you up in the front compartment, you got the hose that attaches to there for the dump station. Okay. So you're pre-wired for a Furrion backup camera kit. If you're interested, we do sell them here. You can get them elsewhere. Just make sure you get the right kit to fit that housing there. But it's pre-wired for that. That is just cable and satellite through right there. This has on-demand hot water. So, get this open here, hold on. So, basically you got non-stop on-demand water. Now I want to show you this switch. This switch controls the unit, and right now it's off, so you always want to make sure it's in on position. If it's not working, come out here and make sure someone didn't accidentally flip it off. So when you winterize it, when you sit storage, you can shut it off, but obviously when you're traveling and using it, you can just keep it on. I'll show you how the controls work when we get inside, okay? It's very simple. You have to sort of, oops, I'm sorry about the camera work. You have to sort of line this up a bit and then shut it that way, okay? And it's got this hook up here if you wanted to purchase a Lippert telescoping ladder kit. It would hang right there. That way it makes it easy to inspect the roof. Manufacturer states every 90 days you should inspect the roof. So make sure you do that. You're going to look to make sure there's no damage to any of the roofing attachments or roofing material that would be caused by, you know, let's say low branches or road debris flying up there or anything like that. Look at the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation where water can get through. If you see an issue, take care of it immediately, but you should be inspecting it every 90 days, okay? Generally speaking, people don't inspect the roof enough. You don't really have to do it, or let's say it this way, you rarely have to do anything to the roof for years, but you're just inspecting it just in case something wasn't damaged by a branch or whatever. So you're just trying to stay ahead of things if you have an issue. Okay, so here we are inside. Your power awning has a LED strip there, and of course this is the extend and retract switch. Whoops, I'm sorry about that. You can see here, never leave the awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in, otherwise the weather will eventually damage it. To turn your water pump on, we talked about right here, that's used to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. Like I stated, it's also used to winterize the trailer. This is a light here, just a blue light. And then of course you have your levels: battery charged, fresh water, black and gray. Graduates up in 1/3 increments as it goes. Alright, so you can drop the take the poles off the tabletop and drop the tabletop onto these cleats and turn this into a bed if you need to. You have blinds. Is that in or out? That's out. Yeah. Like so. Keep in mind, if you're traveling somewhere, you know, you're not going to bring it to a dealership. If let's say they just start sliding down and you can't get them to stay in position, all you have to do is pull one of these two lines through a 1/2 inch or so and tie a new knot. You're just going to make it tighter. The tighter this is, the harder it is to move the blinds. You don't want to get it so tight that it breaks, but you just tighten it up a little bit and it'll stay in the position you want it to. Eventually, after some use and traveling, you're probably going to have to adjust them a little bit. So, all right. TV hookup plus power, and there's a backing plate. You can put a TV there if you choose. This is your thermostat for your furnace. You click this lever to the left. So you're going to click it to the left. The temperature selector is down here underneath, if you can see that. The furnace lights automatically, and so keep that in mind. To shut it off, you push it to the right up here till you hear it click, okay? Now, this is your control for your water heater. So you're going to have it turned on like that. You can see by looking at this, it's set to 120. That's what it's going to heat up to. You can pick Celsius or Fahrenheit. So let me just go find the correct way to do this here. I want to make sure. Right, let me do it in the bathroom where I can see it better. Oh, I gotta get the water pump going. Hold on. We're not hooked up to water, so I do have a little bit of water in the tank, so we'll just pump it out of there. So you can see, if you can see the picture, the fan spinning, the shower head's working, and then the flame just lit. Now you see the temperature going up to 84, and that E2, that's a fault, but it's only a fault because we just hooked up the tanks, and there's some air pockets in there. Just start it over again, and it'll work past that. I mean, by the time when you pick it up, it'll be past that point. We just haven't done it since we moved out this far, but that's all it's telling us, is that it's having an issue with the gas. So keep in mind that if there is no available water, it won't light, because it's a safety feature. So if you're not hooked up to city water, or you don't have water in the fresh water tank with the pump on, it will not light. It'll because it's a safety device. Obviously, it's not going to light the burner with no water to go through there to be heated up. So, and you also have to have a supply of gas. So, if you just change out your tanks, for example, this goes with the furnace too, and with the range. There's always an air bubble. Just a small one that'll form, so you have to work past that. So if you come to that point and you're trying to light, and let's say you're going to light your range, these three knobs here are for the burners. This one is for the oven, and then this is your sparker here. So, So we're in the same position here. Let me go make sure. Maybe he's got the gas shut off. I didn't prep this, so I'm just assuming that it's on. Give me 1 second to get in here. Okay. Yeah, he had it shut off, so that would explain everything. So now we're still gonna have to work it past that point, I'm sure, because he probably put them on and never turned it on. So let's try it again. So, like I said, let's just see what happens here. Oh, so that lit right up. Wow. Okay. There you have it. So that's the range. Now, when it comes to the oven, you can see that there's a pilot light right here, all the way at the back. Maybe you can see it sparking. Maybe. So you're going to go to the picture of the flame right there. You depress it. Then you start sparking it till you light it. Once you see it light down here, you still hold this in, depressing it still for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you're going to go to operating temperature, and it cycles as an oven does. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you want to use the oven. You also have a light here, ambient light, and then an oven light itself. Okay, always travel with this in the down position so it doesn't break. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see if we have any better luck with this now. So you can see it, there's the flame right there. So you can see it's going up to 90, 95, 99, 102, 104. It'll keep going up till it hits 120 in this case. You can lower it to 115, whatever you want to set it at, to, the set temperature of the water. 115 to 120 are pretty common, but that's it. So right now you got hot water right now. So it's a good feature, on demand, and it's great especially for the shower because you never have enough shower water. If you just have a 6-gallon tank, it's never enough. So that's a good thing. You have a roof vent right here. Obviously, this works like any other shower, and works like any other sink. The toilet itself sits right over a black tank, like like RV toilets do. And there's the flush pedal right there. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. Then you'll come in here, you'll put a dose of chemical right in the bowl. 1 dose. And then you'll step on the pedal. Water will come swirling around, right? You stand on that pedal long enough to put at least 1 gallon of water in the tank along with the chemical. You can use more than 1 gallon, just don't use less. If you don't put the water and the chemical in there, it'll get clogged up, it'll smell terrible, it'll just be a mess. So you always want a dose of chemical and at least 1 gallon of water in there when you first start using it, okay? There we go. So, okay. Let me look around a little bit more, see what I forgot. Microwave works like any other microwave. This is your range hood here. Fan and light. Your keys are hanging right here on your kitchen faucet. This down here, this is your power converter. So this converts AC to DC power. Alrighty. So right here you have regular 120 AC circuit breakers like you'd see at home. And they're labeled, right? Then the power is converted from 120 AC to 12 volt DC on this side. So you got 12 volt DC fuses and they're all labeled. So that's where your 12 volt power comes from. 12 volt DC power comes from. So this is an AC to DC converter. It's also a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery up on the tongue has and needs, and it'll send as many amps necessary to keep your battery charged, up the battery up on the tongue. So as long as you're plugged into shore power, this is going to be charging your battery. Of course, when you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle's charge line will be charging the battery using the tow vehicle's alternator. So when you're pulling it, you get your alternator charges it, and then when you're plugged in, your shore power charges it. Okay. These fuses will light up if they blow, so there's some tinted plastic there. So if you ever blow a fuse, you'll see it glowing through that plastic. Now this should always be green like it is. This is the carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green. If it goes off, it's detected carbon monoxide or LP gas. You can read right on here which is which. You can learn what you need to from that about that. Never disregard it or disconnect it, and if it's not green, you always get it repaired or replaced, because it's obviously very important. Also, if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low, so it's also a low battery alarm. I'll put it through the pace here. So first, LP test, right there, carbon monoxide coming up. There you have that, and now low battery alarm. And then back to green. Okay, always want it green. Alrighty, so let's see what else we have here. Drawers. Okay. This is a jackknife couch. So this jackknife's flat, so you can sleep there. Of course, this is an emergency window right here. Works like they all do. You just push it through, and you push it all the way through, then you grab a hold of this red knob and pull the screen out. You can escape in an emergency. This is a GFCI plug. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, even the one on the outside. So even if you're looking at a regular duplex receptacle, it's still wired through an actual GFCI like this one. So if it blows, you know, if the one outside blows or any of the other one that's just a regular plug, you're still going to go to one of these GFCIs and reset it there, okay? You get a Bluetooth speaker with it. You get stuff here, all your literature and all the information for the trailer. And like I said, you have you have USB ports and everything you need scattered around. This is another TV hookup here. There's a backer plate here, so you could get the swing out bracket. You get the one that swings towards the bed, and you can see it while you're laying down, and there's your hookups up there if you want to put a TV in, that is. Okay, so let me look a little farther, see if I forgot anything. I think I've got it all. Your bunks, of course. It has an emergency window there too, an escape window. Okay, alright, so I want to, one last thing. Your air conditioner, the switches, the controls are right on it. So you want this all the way to the blue. That's your thermostat. You want it all the way to the blue, so that's total cooling. Then with the knob you have 2 fan speeds, high and low. The fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor, it just circulates air. Then you have 2 air conditioning speeds, low and high, and that's at full air conditioning. So you put it on full air and it's in this trailer, it'll get it super cold. So all right, okay, so now I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. Right now this has water in the system. There's no antifreeze. It's all been purged out, so this is still ready to be camped until it's winterized in the late fall, early winter. And when you come to pick it up, you have more questions, and you can ask us questions, and we'll make sure you understand everything and get you on your way. Okay? Thank you.